Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel leelawebdev. So here we have did all these animations and all those things is completed, right? It's time for us to implement the animation for routing. If you try to see here, we are having two routings, that is courses and also the users. So let's try to implement these courses and also the users thing. For implementing the animation for the routing, so you know that what I can say is, so we will be having a router outlet in the app.component.html. If you observe carefully, so we will be having a router outlet. We cannot apply the transition state for this router outlet. Why? Because the router outlet is not itself is a component. So it will load the particular component, whichever the routing matches, that component it will be loaded inside this router outlet. So how we can do the animation for the routing? I will try to explain you one concept, one method, and afterwards when we learn queries and all those things, I have a query, so we will learn the improved version of this routing thing. So I will explain you the concepts which we have learned up to now, how we can implement the animation for the routing. We will learn with the concepts which we have learned. Now fine, let's go to the app.component.html. For this one, what I am trying to do is I am creating a shared folder. In this shared folder, I am creating a route animations.ts. So this is the route animation, and here I will be having export constant route animation state. Okay, so route animation state is equal to, so here I will be having route animation trigger. I will be having a trigger. So this is the trigger. Let's add this trigger. Yeah, now here, so like this we will be using. Now the router outlet, the component, when you are trying to use the component, it will be coming to and fro, right? So for this one we will be having the transition of enter. So you will be having an enter, and this transition should be imported from the Angular/animations, and here we need to apply the style. So here we need to apply the style also should be imported. Okay, then this is an array. Let's take this one as an array, and here, so when it is entering, so what I want to do here, I need to make immediately fade in fade out. We will try to do the fade in fade out. I will make opacity 0, then afterwards I will animate it, so 300 milliseconds or something like that. Now animate. So there is no need to provide opacity 1. Why? Because when entering it will become opacity 1 automatically. So this is the transition, and now when it is leaving, so transition leave. So when it is leaving, so here what I need to do, I need to animate 300 milliseconds, and I need to apply a style. So I need to make slowly the opacity 0. That's it, right? So like this we need to do. So this is a fade in fade out, like that concept. Now we need to implement this route animation trigger. So how we can implement this one? We cannot use it directly in the router outlet. Now for this one, let's go to the users.component.ts file. Here this is the users.component.ts file, and here in this one I will be adding the animations route animation state. We need to import this route animation state, and here, so now somehow we need to bind the trigger to the element. So something like what we can do is, so here not to the router outlet, so here we need to bind it like this, router animation trigger. So how we can bind it? Not for the router outlet, so whatever the component is getting loaded inside this one. So for this one, what we can use is, we can use the host binding. So if you try to understand, we have already did this about this host binding in our Angular complete playlist. So host binding is useful for binding some attribute to the host. So any attribute that can be a class or anything. So as this @ and all those things is attribute only, right? So if you try to see in the courses.component.html, binding and animation is all things is also an attribute. So let's try to apply this attribute thing. So for applying this attribute, we need to use host binding. It should be imported from the Angular core, and we will be using like this. And here I can use route. Oh, what is happening here? Route animation. Oh, I don't know why it's not working. Route animation trigger. So this is the trigger we will be using, and here we can use route animation, the variable, whatever the variable you want it. So if you maintain this one as a true means, so this attribute will be attached to the host element. If you don't use this, if you make this one as a false, means this will not be attached to the host element. Now we have added this one. Let's try to see whether the users component will be having or not. If I go to the courses, so if you try to see, the users will be having a fading effect. If you try to see here, see slowly it is coming. Let's bind some HTML to this one. If you go here, users.component.html, and here I may have a table, okay, and this one is a class is equal to table hyphen striped. I can have it, and let's have a t head, and here I will be having a tr, and th I can have user, and also users, and also I can have another one something like status, okay. So th status. So these are the two things, and here I can have tbody, and here I can have tr, and I can have td, Leela. I can have another one is what I can say status, right? So status I can keep it as an active. So this is the two things, and another one I will try to add it, and here I will have another tr. This one is something like Rama, and we will have another one like Krishna. So we will have it like this things only. So these are the three users which we are having. So now if you try to see, we are having a table. Now when we go to the courses, see slowly it is fading away. For the courses we haven't added, so users slowly it is coming. So we have applied animation to this one. Now when you try to see the same animation, so when we will try to apply for the courses also. So let's go to courses.component.html file, yeah, here, and for this one also what you need to do, so here you need to add a animations, route animation state. Now here in this one we will be using the same thing, host binding of, why is not coming, I don't know, host binding of route animation trigger. I'll be using the same thing. So route animation is equal to true. So now I am attaching this one to the courses also. So now if you see the output for the same thing, if I go to the courses, see slow sliding it is coming, and also if you try to go to the users, see, so we are able to achieve the same thing, what I can say, the opacity thing we are able to achieve it. So this is how we will be implementing the animations for the routing also. So we will try to do in the next video, sliding up and sliding down also we'll try to implement it, so that we can have a clear understanding about this one. For the time being, what I will try to do is, so here I will commit this one in a new branch, video-43, let's commit this all the code. So animation, route animation. Now whoever may be having doubts or anything, if they want to refer this code, so they can go to my GitHub repository URL. So that repository URL is provided in the description below of this video. So you can go to the particular, whatever the video you're trying to watch it, you can go to the particular branch of that video, and you can refer to the code what I am trying to explain in this course. Hope you understood about this routing animation. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.